Hello, everybody. This is Morten from Inkish. I have the pleasure of being with the Vice President of Packaging Coating, Raymond from Stahl, and Guillermo from Stahl, working also in the packaging, but as a business manager. Gentlemen, welcome on Inkish.
Thank you very much, Morten, for the introduction.
Thank you very much, Morten. It's a pleasure.
We have a lot of things to talk about, but one of the reasons for meeting here today is obviously that we are going to IST UV-Days from June 3rd to 5th, where you are going to show some of your fantastic products. But before that, maybe we should get a little bit background, because Stahl, you acquired Weilburger Graphics a year ago. Raymond, maybe you can bring us a little bit up to speed. Is it easy peasy and walk in the park to do an acquisition and merge two organizations?
It's a good question, Morten. No, definitely not. I think that Stahl was already, let's say, a global market leader in coatings for flexible substrates. And in 2023, we decided to acquire ICP, an American organization which was heavily involved in the packaging coating market, which we believe is also a growing market. And down the road, we also got in contact with Weilburger Graphics in Gerardshoven, a company with a well-established name and already in the market, and especially heavily in the EMEA region, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And we eventually we had the opportunity also to acquire Weilburger Graphics by the end of October 2024. And now we are in the integration process, where we are looking to leverage the technology, bringing the people in the bigger organization, and that is not always easy, in all fairness, but it is a quite joyful journey, where we also see the enthusiasm of the people from Gerardshoven, also together with the Stahl people. And step by step, we are creating a new foundation for our new go-to market together.
Fantastic. And Guillermo, I was just thinking, because in your position with the company, do you get the opportunity to meet the customers? So one thing is what Raymond is saying, but you're the one that are facing the customers, or how is that role?
Yeah, and of course, for sure, I'm more, let's say, exposed to all the customers than Raymond, and also my team is heavily involved in the business on a daily basis. So therefore, we also want that our customers are also well informed about this merge, and also especially delivering to our customer the positive message that this merge will bring to them, that we will have more solutions, that we will have a stronger portfolio, and also stronger sales team. So therefore, we are constantly in contact with them, and also providing them all the background about the benefits of these acquisitions. And most of them, they appreciate that our openness, our transparency, and also our communication with respect to this merge, and also the way forward.
And when you talk about the expanded portfolio, is it still mainly in the flexible, or you also in different types of markets?
No, it's a combination of let's say the well-established portfolio coming from Weilburger, which is now merging with the solutions provided by Stahl. In some cases, there are overlappings, but eventually the merging the two portfolio is allowing us to address a much wider industry and much more segments that span from the commercial printing, packaging printing, labels, but also to the converters.
And if you look at the market that you are now addressing, is one way of growing is obviously acquisitions. Another way is, of course, also just the fact that you have a wider portfolio. Is the competition in the segments that Stahl operates? Is that a tough competition, tough market to compete in?
Yes, for sure there is competition. But it's also fair to say that Europe is also quite a demanding market in terms of regulatory, in terms of compliance. So therefore, the customers also value. Of course, there are some products which are commoditized, but we try to focus our offering on the solutions that are special compared to the competition, that differentiate Stahl from the rest. So therefore, of course, there is competition. However, our focus is more on the specialties, where we
Okay.
have unique selling points.
Makes
Yeah, and
sense.
Morten also. And in addition to that, what Guillermo perfectly mentioned, we want to lead by example. And that also means that we put a lot of time and effort and investment also in our ESG program, environmental, social, and governance, which is key aspect. We are doing quite well. With the Stahl as an organization is rated at EcoVadis Platinum medal, which is already for the third consecutive year in a row that we have this level, and that also shows something about the way how we, let's say, look to the market, the way how we look to our internal processes, and that's really some of our key elements of our strategy for the mid and long term relationship with our customers/partners.
I can't help think about, because as Guillermo said about the regulatory market, I was just thinking that we, as we live in Europe, we have a relatively strong legislation on sustainability and environment. We have the mixed waste policies, where we're also going away potentially from laminations in the future. I was just saying, is the legislation also, let's say, kind of an incentive to be the leader in R&D? Because I mean, if you can see a problem that will occur in the future, you probably can allocate resources and see if you can find the right solutions for future, right?
So it is definitely a driver in Europe. So what drives innovation in Europe in the packaging industry, it's one of the factors, not the sole factor, but an important driver is indeed the fact that the market is looking to the end of life of the packaging, of the entire packaging. So all the innovations that are going in the direction of reducing the waste and increasing the recyclability of the whole packaging, including in the varnishes, including in the formulation, these are much welcome from our customers, and all the big players are looking to that.
And Raymond, I was just thinking that when you look at Stahl as a global player, is there a lot of differences from what, let's say, Americans and Asians and Europeans demand from your products, and are you selling the same products everywhere, or how is that developed?
No, okay. We all know that the world has different regions, and there are different requirements per region. The most important part is that our solutions are developed with an end life and environmental impact in mind, which is everywhere. Supporting with maximum recyclability, minimizing emissions, looking to minimize our carbon footprint, to be in compliance with the different regions, because compliance being in Europe does not automatically mean that it also is in Asia or in Latin America or North America. In that respect, the positive part is that as Stahl we have a really, let's say, well established local for local strategy, and it means that we have different production locations in different regions,
Okay.
and therefore we are already, let's say, in compliance with the local, let's say, regulations in that respect, and in all due respect, the demand for looking to the product portfolio is not that does not differ that much. Of course, there are some small adjustments, there are some small requirements, but all in all, a coating is a coating, and an application is the application, and it doesn't matter if it is an article or a magazine in, let's say, in Asia or in Latin America, or there's a fancy brochure, or there's a nice food packaging, indirect or direct. Locally different aspects, but eventually overall the requirements are more or less identical.
That I understand that. The reason why I was asking a little bit about is because you have, let's say, different waste cultures. If you just look at Europe, in North Europe, you typically recycle and burn a lot of waste also to create the heat for housings, right? And in Southern Europe, it used to be more of landfills. And in the middle of that, there's coming like these, that we also in Europe have a high level of recyclability on paper, and therefore we have de-inking issues that also complies and allies, to the coatings and things like that. So I was just thinking that you can probably not have like one single product that fits everything, because it also depends on the local regulations, and you just answered that perfectly. But I was just curious about it, because I think it is, I think that we can be, I think that Europe is still the continent that is as a front runner when it comes to sustainability, and therefore, of course, it would be nice if we can bring some of these knowledge into other markets when possible. That was why I was asking. So
No, but I think it's right. Like, Stahl is also an active member of CFlex, where we also committed to advance circulary packaging, especially by 2030. And we're also setting, let's say, challenging goals also for us, looking in our portfolio, reducing, let's say, certain raw materials which are on the blacklist or banned in that respect. And as already said, we want to lead by example, and that also means that sometimes we are also actively pushing for certain products, not only in Europe but also on a global level, where we highly believe that those products could be required in the upcoming period for those partners and customers.
mm. um, I don't, as I said in the first version of our interview, I said that I don't know Stahl as well as I know Weilburger, but I have a question to you that may be difficult to answer. But at Drupa last year, I had the pleasure of interviewing quite a lot of your Weilburger customers from both Latin America and from Europe. And I would say that the customer satisfaction was on the highest level that I have almost ever heard of. Is that giving you a little bit sweat on your foreheads just to see if you can get up on that level, or is Stahl already there?
No, I think that if you look to Stahl, and we are already, let's say, a market leader in the coatings for flexible substrate. We are in the leather division in performance coatings. Stahl is already there. Also, you also, Morten, touched coatings from Stahl, although probably you didn't know. But we
Probably
have.
not.
We are in the fashion industry. All the important brands are using Stahl coatings.
Okay.
We are in the automotive industry, so we are not talking about the outside, but let's say the inside, the interior of automotive industry, in aviations. More or less inside of our lives, also at home, we have a well-established position. And that is only possible if you aim to be the best in your class, by giving the right service, giving, let's say, a proper technical support, being a one-stop shop philosophy for your customers and for your partners. As said, we can always improve. We are not perfect, but I think it also shows that we already did a good job. We already doing that in more than 65 years, and with acquisition of Weilburger Graphics, who is already, let's say, on a very high level. Yeah, it feels even more comfortable and trustful to have them on board.
That was a very good answer, and I like it a lot. So thank you, gentlemen. That was great. Guglielmo, IST UV-Days. I don't think I saw you there last time. Is this the first time you were in Nürtingen for this type of event?
Yes, this is going to be the first time. I see it as an opportunity because especially the now Stahl and Weilburger are in merging together. It's also good to show that we are now one company, also delivering a unified message to our partners, to our customers, and therefore it will be good for our customers to see the new colleagues from Weilburger working together with the Stahlers, and also to have the opportunity to explain to our customers how the transition is going, what can be improved, what can be, let's say, what is the benefit for them, what will be on short term and on the longer term the synergies when two players like Stahl and Weilburger are merging together.
Mm. Raymond, when we had the little break before, you told me that you will hopefully be at IST UV-Days. At least you will just be there for some hours or a day or whatever. That let's say that talking to customers, as Guillermo just spoke about, is that something where you also say that okay, that is let's say both the market research, but also the DNA of having that openness that you talked about. I guess that is a very important parameter.
No, okay, I think everything starts with the customer. What we would like to be, we do not want to be just a supplier to our customer, because we want to be a trusted partner, and we look for partnership and long-term relationships, which we also have and also created, which is a little bit in our DNA of an organization. And I think eventually, of course, you need to deliver your products in the right specification against the right terms and conditions. But if you step a little bit aside, I think we're all human, and it is the human aspect eventually which that we are willing to work with each other. It needs to feel comfortable. It needs to be trustful. And I think if you're able to establish that, and being, let's say, unique, as a person, but also as an organization, I think that will be respected, and eventually the customer, your partner, will feel comfortable buying products from a supplier like Stahl.
Mm. Guillermo, do you have any competitors?
Yes, of course. We have competitors. Also, Europe, especially the south of Europe, is quite a competitive market in the if you're talking about Europe. And yeah, however, the strength of our offering is that we also like to be present in niche markets. So we like to differentiate ourselves from our competitors. So and selling solutions, and also selling solutions that are unique and special. Therefore, yeah, of course we face competition. However, we also have a very well established position. The customer knows when they need to ask Stahl and Weilburger, what they need to ask Stahl and Weilburger, and also sometimes they also know what they cannot ask us in a certain way.
Mm. And Raymond, what about a relationship? I mean, one thing is that you have the customer relationship and the employees, as we spoke about, but what about suppliers? We're going to meet each other at IST UV-Days. IST is one of the leading suppliers of both mercury-based and LED-based UV curing systems. Um, I mean, is that? I mean, I guess that when you produce something that needs to react to some kind of lamp, you need to have a technical relationship. But is there also like a personal and business relationship between you guys?
No, I think that relationship is needed, because you can develop something, but it also needs to be, yeah, you need to apply it. It needs to stick to a
Hopefully,
certain
right?
certain content. No, we have those relationships. We have a well-established technical team in the Stahl organization, but also, let's say, here in Gerardshoven, Weilburger Graphics. And in all fairness, yeah, I'm personally not always in contact with those suppliers. That is just a reality. But the team which we have, let's say, under the leadership of Guglielmo, but also on the technical manager like Marcus Kloff, also here in Gerardshoven. Yeah, they have all those connections with the people. And what we normally do, because we see the Gerardshoven also as a center of excellence, that we also more than happy and executing also to invite suppliers, because we will also want to learn from each other. We even have, let's say, partner up projects with suppliers, where we bring something to the market as a joint venture, to really make sure that we are helping each other in a certain direction. Yeah, and that is, I think, that are the most things of being successful, that you eventually put a lot of time and effort in certain projects, and eventually you can also, let's say, yeah, be successful as a joint effort.
Mm. One thing that we have forgotten in this version of the interview was actually a very important thing that you mentioned before, Raymond, and we are catching up to the end now, so there's only a few questions, and that was the that you realized that by acquiring Weilburger Graphic, it was not just about taking out the technology and bringing it into Stahl, but was also that you have actually you're developing the Weilburger side by allocating new projects, more resources, everything that is basically taking advantage of. Maybe you can explain a little bit about that.
Yes. Now, okay, I think for those people who already are familiar with the Weilburger Graphics, as said, they have a well-established name in the market. They have a state-of-the-art facility, and I think that's yeah. If you acquire a company like this, which also have let's say a very good let's say internal processes, I think you have two options, or let's say you take out a little bit the DNA of an organization, or you do the opposite. Said, well, okay, this company can really bring us to the next level. And we choose for the last one that we really say, okay, we as Stahl see the advantage of the Gerashoven facility, and we even want to invest in the facility to uplift the Gerashoven site to become even more important in the entire Stahl organization, with the support, of course, for different individuals, but also Guglielmo and the team are highly involved in that respect. And that is something what we are quite proud on, that we still leverage, let's say, the knowledge of the people. It's not about that we want to make the facility smaller. No, we are really going to invest, expanding, and we are currently also hiring people. So all in all, it is an added value for the entire Stahl organization to have the Weilburger Graphics company in the packaging coating division.
Hmm. And last question is to you, Guglielmo, is of course, what can people expect when they meet you at IST UV-Days? What will you show? What will you say? You don't have to be in details because there will be
No,
no
no, no.
reason to
And
go. But what can people expect?
no, and especially from me, especially that I'm not, let's say, a technical expert in the printing industry. So for sure, I will deliver. I will deliver the positive message that we have discussed during during the interview, and I will be more than happy to explain the background of this acquisition, to explain how the way Stahl is looking to the market, the way Stahl is looking to this acquisition, and the medium and long term strategy, which is for sure something the customer will appreciate, and also will also help understanding the route to market, and the next steps we will take together with our new Weilburger colleagues. I will leave the technical discussion to my team, where we will have Matthias Kuhn, we will have also Udo Hartmann and Thomas Pope, so that are part of the technical sales team and business development. So they know all the customers and also the application details of our solutions. Therefore, they will provide more in detail the benefit coming from the portfolio than the sales organization.
Gentlemen, it's been a wonderful 23 minutes with you. I really appreciate that we redid this because now we can see each other and listen to each other loud and clear. I think it was great to get an update on the Stahl Weilburger story for me, because I have not heard much since Drupa, because I was talking. I actually spoke to your colleagues at Innovation Days, but otherwise, but thank you guys. I just wanted to say thank you for being here on
Yes,
English. It was
you're welcome.
great to hear your story. So thank you, both of you.
Thank you, Morten.
Thank you, and thanks for the flexibility.